Me, Mario.
Hi, I'm Alka, and this is Neo Notropolis, the hack I submitted to SimpleFlips' music competition in 2021. This is the hack that I made directly after Christmas Dream 64, and the purpose of that hack was both just because I wanted to make a new hack, and I had all these, for Christmas, but I also had a lot of these different ideas I wanted to try with, how do I design a hack? Testing out different things, seeing what I could do with ROM managers, a new tool that I didn't really know how to fully use. So that was the purpose of that, was just learning, testing somewhat things, just to see what works. And this is the hack that I applied it to, because this is for a competition, and I wanted to show what I learned. So that's what I did. This hack has many different things that I try to do to make it stand out and just to impress people. One of the things, it being a music hack, as you can hear right now, this music, well, the songs in this hack are all ported by me for the most part, and they use something called an extended sound bank, which is, in Mario 64, instruments are not shared across all tracks. So, because every song doesn't need every instrument in the game. So what Nintendo did is that they divided instruments into separate groups, and they often repeated. But the point of it is that you can't use every single instrument at once for a track. So you're very limited when you make custom music for Mario 64 and what instruments you can use. However, an extended sound bank, which I'm not entirely sure who made it, I think it was made different versions of it, but the extended sound bank, the purpose of it is to have a big list of almost all the instruments in the game that you can use in the same song. And so you can just have all your custom music use that sound bank, and use almost all the instruments in the game to make your music sound better. And this being a music hack, I thought it would be very thematic that I would focus on the music a lot. So that's what I did. The extended sound bank just adds a lot more to each of the songs, and I think SimpleFlips even commented on the fact that the songs just sound better in this hack while he played it, which is just like, huh, thank you. I wasn't sure if anyone would actually pick up on that, but that was on purpose. To make the music sound better. So lots of songs are ported, and you can listen to them on my YouTube channel, which you're watching this on right now, if you so want to. I think they're pretty good in this one. Another thing I wanted to focus on is a bunch of different custom objects, and I use custom objects in Christmas Dream 64, but not to the extent I use them here. So there's the beat blocks, which is something I worked on extensively even before the competition was fully announced. And there's things like little sliders there. There's the 8-bit Mario running. That's a custom object. It's not even for a gameplay purpose. It's just visual. You're just as a small detail. And before I go back to custom objects, I should talk about Shiny. Here's Shiny from the Death of Mario as a little reference to Shiny. And the dialogue is less about lore, other than just, hey, what's Shiny up to? It's also meant to be kind of a joke. Oh, a joke. It is just a joke. Shiny has come here to Neo Notropolis to gamble in a casino, but there's no casino here. Anyway, that is Shiny's great character plotline in this hack. I liked including him because I really liked the Death of Mario, if it wasn't very clear from my Death of Mario video. And I like just the idea of Shiny, so having him return just adds some depth to this world, and everything has this continuity to it, which it does. So, yes, custom objects. The beat blocks, I started working on them before the competition was decided, the theme, before the theme was decided, people voted on what theme they wanted, and music was clearly winning. Like, we could see the results, but it wasn't, like, stopped yet. The poll wasn't stopped, it took a few days. However, I already was getting a lot of different ideas for what I wanted to do with the theme. So I went up ahead and tried to make beat blocks just to see if I could. And they were kind of complicated to make. I wasn't entirely sure if I could make them, but I did, and I was very proud of it. And at the same time, I also covered the song Studio Apple's Act 1, which you're hearing right now, before the competition was even decided upon. And here is a unique idea, a 2D section, but it is on a music sheet. And I like this idea a lot. I think it's the best idea that I came up with for this hack. I just think it's clever. I don't know. And the song used here is not the original Mario Brothers theme like some may think, who aren't very musically knowledgeable, or have lack music knowledge. Like me, I don't really have much music knowledge. But that's actually a custom song that I just whipped up in MuseScore 2. It's not a great song, but it is a song, like all the notes are real notes and everything, you could play it. I advise you not to, but it is a real song. But I wanted to make that section actually fun to play, so that was my intention of making a custom song, because trust me, if you look at the Mario Brothers sheet music, that will not be fun to play on. Despite how cool that kind of would be, I wanted something that was actually fun to play through. And here is a music box, another idea, but this one actually is not mine. So this is the one idea in the hack that I did not come up with. I asked my friends, and many of them are much more knowledgeable about music than I am. So since they are more knowledgeable, I thought they would be a good resource just to ask any ideas, give them an opportunity to have some to contribute to this hack. And one of my friends suggested the idea of Mario being inside a music box, and I thought that was a very cool idea. However, I did not know what a music box, how it worked. I knew what a music box was, of course, but I don't know how a music box functions. So, and I wanted it to be relatively accurate to how a music box would work and look like. So I did a lot of research in terms of how a music box worked and just designed it from there. Watched lots of videos. Music boxes really vary, by the way. A lot more than I thought. I looked at diagrams. I did the works to make sure that thing was relatively accurate, despite it being low poly because it's Mario 64. So, music box lovers, I hope you enjoy. The entire concept of this level being a musical night city that's like very you run on top of the rooftops here and everything. All the glowing pretty lights actually kind of comes from an old idea I had like a while ago. This was like before I started ROM hacking even. It's just I would think of concepts a lot of just, if I had like my own Mario game style Mario 64, what kind of level would I make? And one of the level concepts I had was a city level in the sky, and you would just run across the rooftops. I thought the idea of you running across rooftops in the city in the sky was stylistically cool. However, I never made anything like that until here, and it's funny because I didn't think about that at all when I designed this level. But upon reflection, I definitely did do that. And, you know, it's just interesting looking back at stuff like that, where you didn't really intend it to be that way, but you can kind of think like, oh, subconsciously I probably thought about that. It just wasn't a bit, like, it wasn't a conscious thing that I did. I think that's just interesting. And I talked about that a bit before with some of my other hacks. So another thing that I did with this hack, that was similar to Chris's dream, was just how I took designing the level as a whole. Like Chris's dream, I drew everything out on a piece of paper. Like, very deliberately drew everything out. And along with that, the actual structure, similar to Chris's dream, is all circular. Oh, by the way, this platform right here, the lights aren't working. They don't scroll. Whoops. Didn't notice that until after I submitted. Anyway, I designed it in a circular fashion, similar to Chris's Dream 64, where there's like a center piece. In that hack, it was a tree, but here it's just like a star platform, and all the stars are around that platform. And that was kind of concerning to me, because I didn't want my hacks to feel the same way. So I was kind of thinking to myself, oh my gosh, am I designing everything very similarly to each other? Am I losing ideas for how to design a level? But I don't really have that concern at all anymore. Another thing I did with this hack is the dialogue, and here we are at the casino. I wanted it to be very comedic, so I thought it would be amazing if Sidey wanted to find a casino, couldn't find it, but then in this finale part of the hack, he finds the casino. He's here. He's ready to gamble. But he's broke. This section is like unique to this area. I boiled like the textures, everything to be unique. So it's more surprising, including that custom object there with the scrolling slots, which is a reference to Donkey Kong 94. The sprites are from that game for the slot machine from that game. And I wanted this entire area to be kind of not. I didn't want it to be lazy or make it seem like I was lazy, just copying and pasting things I already made. I wanted it to be this grand celebration of the hack that you just played through. So I tried to include a lot of custom stuff here and also like kind of remix things. Anyway, the dialogue in this hack. So much to talk about this hack. But the dialogue was something I focused on. I wanted it to be funny, but the style of humor I went for with this hack was kind of strange. If you've been reading the dialogue, you would know. It's not very what I typically do. It's really this weird sense of humor, and it might be because I was playing through Earthbound for the first time while making this. And that might have something to do with it. I remember specifically that I stopped at Summers to make this hack. So if you're an Earthbound fan, there you go, that's where I was in the game when I stopped to make this hack. And there's just so much about this hack, so many small details and everything, and it's really hard to talk about it all. There's a hidden 8-bit Luigi in this hack. I don't think anybody's really found it. And if somebody finds it, you know, tell me. That'll be really fun. And tell me where it is also, so I know you found it. It's really hidden. Anyway, that's the hack. So much to it. So much to this hack. And because there's so much to it and so many things I did, I felt like this hack was just my best work ever. And there were some problems with it. The visuals, I went for this weird visual style because Chris's Dream 64, a big part of the hack is that it's compatible on the Nintendo 64 hardware. And I wanted the same thing to be true for this hack, but that didn't really work out. Too many glowy lights and like with the textures scrolling, it was just too much for the N64 to handle. So I ended up not doing that, but I still designed a level like it was N64 compatible, so it in some ways doesn't look super great, and that's why the stereos don't have a collision or anything. But overall, this hack's good. This hack's really good, in my opinion. This is the hack that I showed people for a long time, because and not only did I think it was well made, but it was also the final hack that I made for a long time. I didn't make a unique hack by myself for 2 years. That was just a completely new hack because I saw that there was nothing else I could do. I thought I peaked. And there's really only one way I saw myself, needing to make another hack. Because I always wanted to improve from hack to hack, and I didn't feel like I could improve anymore, other than custom code. I didn't know how to code at all. I would make custom objects in this, but that's not the same as like programming in assembly or anything. And decomp was really new at the time, or relatively new. I was like, yeah, it's complicated. I don't know if I can learn this. So I ended up taking kind of a back seat to ROM hacking because I wanted to learn decomp before I made something brand new for a competition. So that's where my journey leads me to. My journey to learn decomp. But before that, Neo Notropolis. It's a good hack, and I still recommend people to play it now. It's still very weird seeing that it was 2 years ago now, but because it's still very fresh in my mind. I made it, but yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's very fun. I think it has lots of different ideas, and yeah, I'm glad just seeing like positive comments on this hack on realhacking.com. It means the world to me. And that's really why I make hacks, is for people to enjoy them. So yeah, I'm very happy about that.